very first Coffee and Cameras live chat. I just wanted to jump on here and test out a whole lot of new equipment, and hopefully it's going to be working well. So if you guys are here, let me know, and let me know where you're going to be coming from, what country you're coming from, where you're watching, and whether or not everything is sounding good. So I'm currently using my Canon 70D. I've got it going live, and I've also got my Yeti Nano working right here, and it hopefully is going to be working well. So we already have a comment in from Reese. That is awesome. Hey man, how's it going? We've also got Jamar in saying hello. Yeah, like literally at the moment, I'm just going to be testing this out. So anyone who's watching this at the moment, hopefully you're here and you're able to enjoy it. Wow, I'm getting lots of things coming in. This is really cool. And actually what I can do is I can bring these up on my screen here. So if anyone wants to comment, you can get your comment up on the screen. So here's Reese. He's written, "Hey Chris," which is pretty cool. And I can add another one. So Stuart, there you go. Your comment's up here, and hopefully they're appearing as well. And yeah, so like I said before, today I'm just testing some things out, and we're just going to mess around and have a bit of fun. And yeah, I don't know. Tommy is coming in from Sweden. He's saying hi. And we've also got some questions. We'll do a few questions and answers later on. And also you guys can meet my dog. Lucy's here. So as you guys know, I have a puppy, although she's a little bit bigger than a puppy now. This is Lucy. And Lucy is a little golden retriever who's 5 months old now. And I'll just take that down. And you guys can say hello to her if she wants to talk. So yeah, this is Lucy, and she's been the reason why I probably haven't been making as many videos lately, but that's all right. And yeah, you can say hi to her. She's pretty cool, and she's who yeah, helps me stay sane during these long days of filming at the moment. So yeah, I thought I would do a little bit more live streaming in the future. Again, today is just a complete test. I'm having coffee at the moment, and I thought I would talk to you guys and answer some of your questions. So yeah, let's get some questions in. The other thing that I'm testing is, so I'm testing Ecamm Live, which is really a great piece of software. I might make a video on it later on, but essentially what it allows you to do is just have stream to YouTube, but with good cameras, and you've got all your comments on one side, and you've got, you know, different scenes, and I can show you like my desktop if I click there. And then I could also play like a video. For example, I could click here and we'll play a quick video that I just made.
Hey there, my name's Chris.
There you go, that's me. And let's stop that, and we can now jump back. Isn't that cool? I think it's actually really quite cool. And yeah, let me know about the audio. That's one thing that I'm interested in, and whether or not that sounds good or not. So that would be nice to know. The other thing I'm testing out is the Stream Deck. So the Stream Deck is on my phone. You can get the physical one, which I'll probably buy at some stage, but you can also get it on the phone. And essentially what this will allow me to do is change different scenes and record and things through there, which is pretty nice. All right, let's answer some questions. So let's get some questions in, and I'll try and answer them. So Henry's saying, what time is it there now? Well, I'm in Sweden at the moment, and it's 12:46 p.m. Got a question saying, hey Chris, do you recommend the Canon 6D Mark II? It's a good camera. It's a nice full frame camera, and at the moment it's pretty relatively at a good price compared to what it was at first. Tristan saying the sound is a little bit distorted. Well, I can easily fix that. I can go to the settings, and hopefully we can fix it a bit. Maybe it's a little bit too much. I would do that. See, I'm just messing around today, but yeah, I can bring it down a little bit. Hopefully that sounds a little bit better. Is that better, guys? Let me know, and hopefully we're not peaking too much. Riley's got a question. Should I get the Canon 90D as my first camera? I feel like it's worth it, and I'm going to Japan in 2 years, so I can get some good footage with it. Well, you're going to Japan in 2 years. That's quite a long time away. There'll probably be a new camera by then. But I mean, I think it's a great camera to get. It's probably a little bit advanced for a new camera, but it will be a great camera and it'll last you for a long time. Matthew's asking what is the best mid-range Canon? I like the Canon SL2. I think it is mid-range these days, which is good. And you could definitely take a look at that one. Tommy's saying it sounds great here. That's awesome. Sound receiver was great. That is great. SL3 or SL2 for beginners. I would probably go for the SL2 if it fits your budget. If it's a little bit cheaper, you can probably get a good lens with it for the price of wanting to get the SL3. SL3 is also a really nice camera. Obviously, if you can get it, go for it. But the 4K in it is probably not worth it because it doesn't have dual pixel autofocus. Thoughts on the Canon 90D with no 24p? It doesn't bother me because I don't shoot in 24p, and I don't think you would be getting the Canon 90D if you really want to be shooting the best like cinematic footage. There are other cameras that could get that. It doesn't bother me that it doesn't have 24p. I shoot in 30 frames per second anyway. I think that's the big thing that a lot of people, I wonder why they complain about it so much is, not everyone needs to shoot 24 frames per second. I honestly prefer for YouTube to be shooting in 30. But 99% of us aren't going to be shooting films and in a cinema. And anyone who does end up shooting in a cinema is not going to be shooting on a Canon 90D. They're going to be getting a much better camera. So all this complaining about the 24 frames per second, it really doesn't bother me at all. I know this is about cameras, but what would you advise as the best editing software for beginners? And the thing there, I think it's really going to depend on what platform you're on, whether you're on Windows or you're on Mac. If you're on Mac, which is what I'm used to, and I'm on a Mac right now, I really like ScreenFlow. It's definitely not something that, everyone's going to be using. It's actually a screen recording software, but I actually really like it. And I think it's something that I've used for over 400 videos on YouTube, and it works fantastic. So check out ScreenFlow if you're on Mac. If not, Premiere is good, and Final Cut, they're all good. You can even use iMovie as well. Diane, best program to edit photos. I like Photoshop. I still use Photoshop. In fact, I was using it right now, and you can see this here. I was using Photoshop to quickly create this last little thing. I made this in about 2 minutes. I know this is more of like a thumbnail, but there you go. There are all the layers. I'm really just doing this to test out my screen recording thing, but there's me. And I can get rid of myself, or I can change this to pink or purple, and then change that. Yeah, anyway, that's just me messing around. If you're getting a Canon 77D and an SL3 for the same price, which one would you buy? Probably the SL3 because it's a smaller camera. I liked the 77D, but I didn't love it. I thought it was a good camera. It's a little bit older now. It's over 2 years old now, so probably go for the SL3. Canon or Nikon or Sony, which of these is best? It's totally up to you, and I think it really depends on what you need out of the camera. If you need a good stills camera, Canon and Nikon. If you need the best 4K, go for Sony. If you want a camera that's got really good autofocus in stills, go for Nikon probably. But then it also comes down to what you're used to and what kind of suits you. Sorry, I'm just looking at all these comments. They're coming in quite fast. Hey, can you guys leave a like on the video? That would be awesome, because I want to see if I've got a little comments and reactions thing up here, and it will be cool if it comes up with the little likes. All right. Yes, I do have a job coming up where you can work with me. I'm going to make another live stream about that in the next few days. So stay tuned for that if you're interested in working with me. But today is just a little bit of a test to see if all of this is working. And hopefully it does work. Can you also let me know, thanks for the guys leaving likes, by the way. Can you also let me know if it the video quality is good. Is the video quality good enough to do for a live stream? That would be interesting to know, because obviously I'm testing out the Canon 70D, which amazingly can output via USB, which is what I'm doing, and also testing the microphone as well. Mohammed saying he'll work for me for free. That's good. That's cool. Well, let's chat, Mohammed. I'm always after some interns to help me out. Photography or filming, which would you pick and why? Well, every day I do filming, so I film myself for my YouTube videos. Photography I also do, but I do it for my own memories. I don't really want to be a professional photographer because I generally prefer to do videos. Tommy's saying perfect quality here. Thank you very much, Tommy. Where are you in Sweden, by the way? I'm interested to know. Yeah, low frames per second. I think that's something that there's not much I can do about that. I don't know if it's just to do with the streaming, but it's probably okay. Is it really stuttery, or is it okay? It's probably okay. And as long as this sounds good, I'm probably not that worried about the low frames per second. I could change it to, what I might do just quickly is, because I am just testing, I'm going to change it to not high quality mode and see if that does anything different. You can also let me know, guys, if this changes anything. I've changed it to not high quality mode, whatever that means. We'll see what that does. I can also change it to 720p. I'd also be interested to see if it actually does shoot, if this is recording in 1080p, because that would be pretty cool. I don't see that many videos in 1080p live, but just testing around. Aaron's asking, am I using the native microphone in the 70D? No, I'm not. I'm using a Blue Yeti Nano USB microphone, and that's going into my computer. And then I've got the Canon 70D up there, which is recording through USB into my computer as well. This is why the sound is probably really good, because the microphone is very close to my mouth. The video is cool, just the sound when you move back goes a little bit down. Well, that's just the basics of sound. If I move back, it's probably not going to be as loud, and if I move here, it's going to be nice and good. But that's kind of the idea. I think that's what I'm more going for in these videos these days, is getting good quality sound. I normally use a lavalier microphone, but today I actually just want to be testing it out with a USB microphone, which I actually prefer. What advice would you give someone over 40 years who wants to start a career in photography? Go out there and try and do as many photography jobs as you can. Maybe go and be an assistant for a wedding, take photos for families and maybe graduations and things like that, and do it all for free. Build up your portfolio, and then you'll be good to go. It doesn't matter if you're over 40. No one's going to care how old you are. In fact, if you're a little bit older, people will probably give you a job quicker than they would for someone who's like 15. The Canon 600D is all right. It's a little bit older now, but it's not a bad DSLR. Would you buy the Canon 75-300 over the 70-200? No, I wouldn't. I'd prefer the 70-200 for sure. Wesley's coming in from Fort Worth, Texas, and it looks and sounds good. That's great. Really cool to see that. Yep, I'm going to have to agree on that one. Thank you, Enforcer Man. Dev, is the SL2 a good vlogging camera? Yeah, it's actually a really good vlogging camera. One of my favorites. It doesn't shoot in 4K, obviously, but I don't think you need to for vlogs. What I really think is important is that you get a really wide angle lens on there. So something like the Canon 10-18mm. That's what I was using when I was doing a few vlogs, and it was a great little small DSLR that's not too difficult to carry around, but still has really good like autofocus, good video quality, and yeah, it's a nice camera. You want a good microphone on it, so maybe the Rode VideoMic Pro would be good. See you later, Texas, Thomas. So we've got a question saying, what is the difference between the 77D and the D5600? Quite a lot is different. I mean, obviously they both have the flip out screens, and the D5600 is one of the only cameras from Nikon which has a flip out screen. But I mean, the autofocus in the 77D is a lot better. The video quality is similar, but yeah, I mean, it depends really what you want. If you want stills cameras, the Nikon is really quite good. If you want a video camera, it's not even a question. The 77D is much better. When do you think the 90D will be released? It's already been released. It's already been announced at least, and it comes out tomorrow. So if you guys are interested in it, pick one up tomorrow. Please, how often do you do this live broadcast? I just stumbled upon it today. It's nice. This is the first time I've done it, and I'm just having a bit of fun with it, testing some things out to see if it works. And it does seem to be working pretty well, which is good. I might just change the exposure a bit. Sorry, guys. You can see my arm. That's the way that I'm going to be doing the exposure. And now I'm out of focus, and now I'm back into focus, which is cool. Thanks, John. Nice to speak to you. Tommy is, I look at this with a Samsung Galaxy Tab in 720p with the Wi-Fi. Good quality in both audio and video. Have to work now. See you later, and thanks. Yeah, I guess people are working today, so it's Wednesday at 1 p.m. Most people would be working. If you're a YouTuber, no. Nolan says, I love you. Thanks, mate. Yeah, so if you guys can let me know which country you're coming in from, that's what I'd love to see, is a list of where everyone's watching from. I'm guessing at the moment we're not going to be getting many from America because it's like 4 a.m. in Los Angeles and 7 o'clock in New York. But maybe some from Australia because it's getting a little bit late there, and maybe from India. That's what I'm guessing, and also maybe from London or that kind of area. So let me know in the comments, and I'll add some of the places which you guys are coming from. Just waiting for them to come in. Chris, I enjoy your videos and the live video is cool. Must run. Thanks, Aaron. All right, here we go. Getting in some people. Pakistan, USA, Texas. Nice and early, Thomas. We have one from Russia, which is cool. And they're still just coming in. Let's just have a quick look on the live chat here. South Africa, USA, India, which is cool. UK. Got one here from Detroit. Canary Islands in Spain, which is cool. Lebanon, India, Berlin. Really a lot of different places. So that's super cool. But yeah, I mean, I like doing live chats. Honestly, I wasn't planning on doing it today, but I thought I would get it set up and have a bit of fun with it. And it's nice to chat to you guys in a bit of a more relaxed kind of way. Guitarist 6494 is coming in from Sydney, which is cool. And we've got good evening from India. Got a question here from Alvaro. Chris, 5 good lenses for the 70D. I'm thinking traveling. I'm Colombian living in London. Good quality audio and video, by the way. Thank you. 5 good lenses. I mean, if you're just looking for a travel lens, get one lens and don't worry about bringing 5 lenses. It's too many to bring in. So maybe go for the 18 to 135. I really like that lens. It's got great autofocus. You know, you could get a few prime lenses, maybe the 24 millimeter pancake lens. It's an f2.8 lens, really small. 50 mil, I always like it, the nifty 50. That's a really nice lens. If you want to do some portraits, maybe an 85 millimeter lens. But, you know, honestly, for most people, I'm thinking that it's going to be better to have maybe 2 or 3 lenses rather than 5. Because if you've got that many lenses, it's not that fun to carry them all around. So I got a few more comments coming in. Darmik saying your house is nice. Thank you very much. It's a nice apartment. Bjorn is from Denmark. We got Nicholas here from Greece. We got some people in from New Zealand. Hello to my brothers over in New Zealand. Wilco wants to know, what are the thoughts on a Canon 750D as a vlogging camera? It's a really nice camera for sure for a vlogging camera. Depends on what you want to do, whether or not you want to have a smaller vlogging camera or you want to have like a DSLR. For me, I actually prefer to have a smaller camera, like maybe a G7X Mark III or something like that for a vlogging camera, because it's a little bit less intrusive in public, but if you want it, it's a good camera. G'day from Harrington Park, New South Wales. I have a 5D Mark IV. Think the Mark V will be worth the upgrade? Yeah, I'd say so. But I mean, I think the 5D is a fantastic camera no matter what. Again, it just really depends on what you want to be doing with it. So Lim Gu Sheng Photography says, I was thinking about getting a Canon 6D Mark II. Then I thought the processor is a bit old than the new 90D. I need your view on this one. Well, not only the processor, but just pretty much everything. But the biggest difference is that you're going from a full frame, which is what you were going to get, to a Canon 90D, which is an APS-C sensor. That's going to be the biggest thing compared to nothing. I mean, I like full frame sensors if you can get one. Lenses are a little bit more expensive, so that's another thing that you got to think about, and whether or not you're going to be using it for video or photos. So, mate, let me know if you're going to be using it for videos or photos, and I think that's going to be the biggest difference. Perfect timing to start a live chat. I just finished making my latte when the notification popped up. Well, me too. So cheers and enjoy your coffee. Wow, good to get you live from Adelaide. Oh, cool. Yeah, well, I'm not in Adelaide, but are you in Adelaide? That's kind of cool if you are. That's where I'm originally from. Nicholas is saying it looks later than 4 a.m. Well, it's not 4 a.m. It's, I don't live in Los Angeles. I live in Stockholm. So it's 1 p.m. here. Victor's saying 16 Mark II or 90D for a beginner to use mainly for social media. Both of those cameras are really good for a beginner, probably a bit overkill. Probably the 90D because lenses are going to be cheaper. King Kel is saying, what are your thoughts on the 5D Mark II? Is it worth it in 2019? Yeah, for photography, it's more than worth it. It's a great camera. For video, not so much. Canon 77D versus Nikon D5600 versus Sony A6400, which one to buy? It's really going to come down to which system you prefer. Go and try a Canon, go and try a Nikon, go and try a Sony, see which one feels more comfortable, which one you feel is going to be more comfortable in your hand, which menus you like, which one, which viewfinder you like. Obviously, Sony's got an electronic viewfinder, whereas the Nikon and the Canon have got a traditional viewfinder. I think that's the biggest thing in the end. Image quality and video quality are all going to be very similar. A6400 is going to be shooting 4K though. Can you compare the Sigma 50mm art to the Canon L50mm? I've actually done an old video on possibly similar to that, so go and check it out. I did a video on a whole lot of 50mm probably 3 or 4 years ago. The A6300 is an insane deal right now. Yeah, it's a good camera to pick up. Nicholas, is English good? I learnt it. Yeah, I think it's good. Would you give me a Canon 760D? No, I don't give away cameras to people who ask for them. Mohammed saying, what do you think about the Sony A6500 for video and photography? Again, a really nice camera, even better for video than photography, I think. So yeah, we've got a good amount of people here and lots of questions, but again, I think it's been working pretty well. I'm just going to change this back to the high quality setting and we'll see if that makes any difference again. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And now we're back on that high quality setting. And I wonder if this is going to drop the frame rate down. I don't even know. We've got a few other questions. Get your last questions in because I'm almost about to finish here. We've been on for 25 minutes. Hi there. What's the favorite Micro Four Thirds system? Thanks. I like Panasonic. So, I still use the Panasonic GM1 and I really think that's a great camera. Yeah, Panasonic's my favorite. What's the best way to combat the 1.6 times crop on a non-full frame cameras. Use a wider lens. So for example, you can use a 10 to 18 millimeter and it's going to be nice and wide, or get a really good lens like what I'm using now, which is the Sigma 18 to 35. And, that's got a really wide aperture. So you're getting nice and super nice. Oh, thanks. I got a super chat. Really appreciate it. Let's see which one that is. There we go. Cool. Super chat. You're coming in from Baltimore. Cool. Shooting for 15 years, teaching photography for 5. Love your content. It's been a valuable resource for my students. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you very much. And I really do appreciate it. Well, I'm glad that you've been teaching photography. It's always nice that you're sharing. And also very cool coming in from Baltimore, because I think that's a sweet place. I watched a documentary on Baltimore, a Louis Theroux one, which was pretty cool. Carly's coming in from Northern Territory. That's really cool, Carly. That, if you guys who don't know, that's a state kind of in Australia, and I actually went there in November in last year, and went to Uluru, which was cool. Ryan said, thanks for the Q&A. Would you recommend a 80D over a 90D if I'm using it more for photography? Yeah, there's going to be almost no difference in the 80D and the 90D in terms of photography. If you can get it cheaper and you can get a few lenses or a upgrade in lens or something like that, go for the 80D. Cool. Well, there you go, guys. That's about it. And I'm going to hop off here. And maybe you guys will catch me for these more often, because it's actually been really fun. I think it's worked really quite well. It's actually worked without a glitch, which is crazy when you think about it, because live streams are often super difficult, but I guess this worked really quite well. Hopefully the sound was good. I'm going to be watching this over and seeing what it's like. This video probably won't stay up for that long because it was just a test, but maybe I can make this a more, common occurrence, and hopefully you guys would check in soon. If you guys are interested in working with me, I do have a job post coming up as an assistant for my second channel. I'll make a video on that coming up soon, and we can talk about it then. But check out my community tab if you want some more information about that. That's it, guys, and I hope you guys all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.